Golf is a game of inches. It can be frustrating, maddening, and downright infuriating at times, but it's also one of the most beautiful sports in the world. Golfers are constantly treated to jaw-dropping moments that make all the bad shots worth it. From Phil Mickelson's miraculous shot at the US Open to Tiger Woods' unbelievable comeback at the Masters, golfers have seen it all. Well, today we bring you the latest from the world of golfing. First, is Katie golfing now? Kate Ritchie has picked up a new sport. The former home and away star showed off her swing while playing golf in a photo shared to Instagram on Sunday. The 43-year-old explained in her comments that she was mostly interested in the cute golfing outfits that she could wear on the green. I can't quite believe it either. Hashtag, had to go, wasn't awful. The television star wrote in her caption. In the comments, her radio co-star Joel Creasey, who stars with her on the Kate, Tim, and Joel show on Nova, asked, OMG, are you doing golf concerts now? Looks that way, but purely for the wardrobe of which I'm currently styling, Kate replied jokingly. It comes after Daily Mail Australia revealed in December that Kate had split from cybersecurity expert John Bell, 25, after a whirlwind romance of less than a year. Kate is single. Lockdown is to blame, a source said. Kate and John haven't seen each other since January, even though borders to Victoria opened a few weeks ago. She hasn't mentioned wanting to visit him once. The pair were last seen together in January last year during a PDA-filled holiday in Byron Bay. They reportedly stayed at an Airbnb and spent most of their time relaxing by their private mineral salt pool and visiting the town's top restaurants. Kate was previously married to retired NRL player Stuart Webb, with whom she shares a daughter, Meg. Next, Sam Burns lands 38-foot putt to beat Scott Scheffler in playoff. Sam Burns plays the final day, 7 shots off the pace at Colonial Country Club, but stormed back to force a playoff against Scotty Scheffler and triumph with a 38-yard putt for birdie, his third victory of the PGA Tour season. Sam Burns sank a 38-foot birdie putt on the first playoff hole to stun the world number 1 Scotty Scheffler and win the Charles Schwab Challenge in Fort Worth, Texas. The pair replayed the par 4 18th at Colonial Country Club, and having putted from the first cut of the rough, Burns read the long double breaker to perfection. Scheffler couldn't match it with a long birdie putt of his own, giving the 25-year-old an improbable victory, his third of the PGA Tour season, to lift him to second place into the FedEx Cup standings. Burns received a 7-shot deficit from the start of the day, equaling the largest any player has ever had to overcome the win at Texas venue, and denied Scheffler what would have been a 5th victory in his past 10 appearances. Burns posted a 5-under par 65 to finish on 271, 9 under, while Scheffler was one of 5 players tied for the lead at one stage, with his rival already in the clubhouse. The world number 1, who had held at least a share of the lead after each of the first 3 rounds, shot a 2 over 72 with 2 bogeys and no birdies. His crucial up and down from a greenside bunker at the last saving par and ensuring the playoff. Moving on, here's the prize money payout for the best golfer at the 2022 Charles Schwab Challenge. You can't win them all. So we'll excuse Scotty Scheffler for failing to close out his 1-shot lead on Sunday at the Charles Schwab Challenge. He'll just have to make do with having 4 wins in his last 10 PGA Tour starts rather than 5. But no one appeared to win, or to want to win rather, on Sunday at Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth. With windy conditions blowing in during the afternoon, Scheffler, Harold Varner III, Scott Stallings, Brendan Todd, and Davis Riley all tied for the lead at one point, all faltered down the stretch. Enter Sam Burns. The 25-year-old Louisiana native had wrapped up his final round nearly 2 hours ahead of the leaders, and his 5-under 65 gave him a clubhouse lead at 9 under. It was good enough to get into a playoff with Scheffler, who posted a 2 over 72 but got up and down from a bunker for par on the 18th hole. And after making a 38-foot birdie from off the green on the first extra hole, Burns claimed the 3rd win of the 2021 to 2022 season and 4th career win, all in the last 13 months. But with the victory, Burns claimed a first prize money payout of $1.512 million from an overall purse of $8.4 million, up from $7.5 million in 2021. In other news, Victor Perez claims sudden death playoff victory at Dutch Open. Victor Perez hailed a bit of magic after defying the odds to beat Ryan Fox in the 4th hole of a sudden death playoff to win the Dutch Open. Fox looked certain to win in regulation when he chipped in for a birdie on the 11th, holed up from 80 feet for an eagle on the 12th, and then holed from 45 for birdie on the 14th to establish a 3-shot lead. However, the 35-year-old New Zealander drove into a water hazard on the 18th, missed the green with his approach, and duffed his 4th shot into a greenside bunker to run up a double bogey 7. Playing 2 groups behind, Perez holed from 35 feet for birdie on the 17th to move into a share of the lead on 13 under par and hit a superb approach into the last. But yeah, he missed from 7 feet for a winning birdie. The players returned to the par 5 18th, and Perez had to hole from 15 feet to match Fox's birdie on the first extra hole, with neither player able to make birdie on the second attempt. Fox again had one hand on the trophy on the 3rd extra hole when he found the green in 2 and set up a tap-in birdie, only for Perez to hole from 30 feet to stay alive. And Perez then rubbed more salt into the wound when the action switched to the par 3 17th, the Frenchman holding another long-range putt for birdie before a shell-shocked Fox missed his. Perez, Fox, and Adrian Meronk, who finished a shot outside the playoffs, secured the 3 places and offer at St. Andrews for the 150th Open Championship via the Open Qualifying Series. Meronk's closing 68 included a remarkable par save on the 8th, the pole taking off his shoes and socks to wade into the water surrounding the green. Meronk did well to splash his second shot onto the green and then holed up from 45 feet for an unlikely 3. England's Matt Wallace, who began on the day tied for the lead with Perez, carded a closing 72 to share 5th place with Sweden's Sebastian Soderberg. Finally, Harold Varner III could have used a hug after this 4-putt started a triple-double, triple stumble. At the end of the 3rd round on Saturday at the Charles Schwab Challenge, Harold Varner III offered this simple yet brutally honest take on the unpredictability of the final round of the golf tournament. Unfortunately, Varner was more spot-on than could have been imagined during a chaotic final round at Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth. On the tee at par 4 12th hole Sunday, Varner was 2 under for the round and 10 under for the tournament, holding a share of the lead with Scotty Scheffler and playing partner Scotty Stallings. Varner successfully found the fairway off the tee, but with a wedge in his hands, he wound up burying a second shot in a greenside bunker, the whipping winds starting to pick up pace even more. As this was going on, Stallings hit his approach on the 12th hole over the green and needed a ruling to get relief from TV Tower. Varner played his 3rd shot, blasting it out onto the green, but leaving himself a 19-footer for par, a putt he had to wait roughly 15 minutes to hit as Stallings worked to get his ball onto the green. Finally, Varner was ready to try to hole his par putt, but that's when things really went sideways. Varner 4-putted from that position for triple bogey 7 and missed 2 putts in that sequence from inside 4 feet. That result then lingered, which explains what happened on the next 2 holes. What happened over the next 2 holes, you're asking? On the par 3 13th hole, Varner hit his tee shot into the water and walked away with a double bogey 5. He then hit drive onto the par 14th out of bounds right. That set up another triple bogey 7. In the span of 3 holes, Varner was 8 over par after being 10 under through his opening 65, but that wasn't the end of the roller coaster. He impressively bounced back on the par 4 15th hole when he hit his approach shot to 5 feet and made a birdie. After par on the 16th, Varner made another double bogey on the 17th and closed his miserable round with a bogey on the last. Varner shot 10 over 35 on the back 9, signed for 8 over 78 on the round, and tumbled into a tie for 27th place. While Varner was 9 shots behind winner Sam Burns, it still was another missed opportunity to grab his first PGA Tour win. He's had a fine career so far without it, although a week earlier at the PGA Championship, the 31-year-old joined an auspicious club by becoming an 11th golfer in PGA Tour history to make $10 million for his career without a win. Unfortunately, that's all the time we had for today, guys. Until next time, cheers.